Yo, good evening. How's everybody? How's everybody been? How's everybody's weekend, last weekend? Is everybody getting ready for the 4th of July? I hope you are, because I am. And I'm getting ready for these two thrillers that that are pretty much, well, one is coming up and both of them are coming up. But one is about to go into production. It's catching a lot of heat. A lot of heat. So we're going to talk about Venom 3 and we're going to talk about what we think about that and the upcoming Jason versus Michael Myers movie that's catching a lot of heat. That's they're talking about it's going to go into production. Tight squeeze. We gotta we gotta have a tight squeeze for this one. Anyway, so let's start with Venom. So the movie. Okay, so Tom Hardy's back, which is always good. He's a really good actor. I like them, and uh, Mad Max. He was also great in as Bane. I feel like I think it was a great Bane. It shocked a lot of people that they would pick him as that, as Bane because they ain't go after no muscular Hercules dude. But he fit it, and he did a movie called The Drop with James Gandolfini, one of my favorite actors. One of my favorite actors of all time. Just putting it out there, just saying. Um, and he's a he's a hell of an actor, man. Like, yo, he can, he's pretty good. I just, I feel like I feel like as Eddie Brock, he did a really really good job. I don't know how you guys think, but I think he, I think he's a good Eddie Brock. Now, Venom 3, the things I read about and the trailers I've seen. I watch all three trailers, and normally I don't like just go off trailers. I do more research, and you know, but they're not putting too much out there for this one yet. But from what I've picked up, Venom's his species is coming back to Earth. It's coming to Earth to come to it. They're going after him and Eddie Brock, and you know, Venom's giving them a warning. Hey, my kind is coming back because he has some people that's been researching Venom and trying to like pretty much get Venom and study him more and what he was about, what he's doing, or whatever. Especially after the whole Carnage situation, Venom Carnage, they're going into it and pretty much just they dissecting him. He's Venom is just like he's an alien from outer space, his whole kind. And in original comic book stories, he was a soldier. It was a soldier that went to space, and they did was doing research and stuff on the what can't remember the exact planet he was on, but the Venom got into the astronaut's suit or whatever, and he ended up when he came back to Earth, he ended up bringing them back. You know, so that was that was something that was I thought it was a pretty cool, pretty deep story adding to the Spider-Man saga. So they get back to Earth, and then it takes over the astronaut's body, the guy, and pretty much it's doing what it wants to do. Don't feel like that's the body that it wants to be in, and makes his way over to somehow Eddie Brock. And Eddie Brock's personality goes with the Venom and its personalities, and they end up just that's the body at once. So Eddie Brock's chosen, and from there it's all clashes with Spider-Man, its own story. And Venom is like vengeance. He's sort of like the Punisher slash Daredevilish. You know, he's not superhero, but he's vengeance. If somebody getting robbed, the bunch of four guys robbing a lady, he's gonna come over there and kill the guy, eat the guys, and save the lady. But he's not. He's not. You know what I mean? Like he's vengeance. Vengeance and superhero to me separate. You know what I mean? But a lot of us look at vengeance. That whole thing is superhero like. But you know, you got you got these iconic hero characters that go through vengeance. Punisher. You know what I mean? He's more after what happened to his family, what the mob killed his family. He's he's taking vengeance on any evil out there. Any crimes out there. He's killing. Daredevil, blindside vengeance. He he's more the hero slash vengeance, but overpowered superhero. You know what I mean? Like he's taking it. He's taking that oath. Um, Batman at one point was vengeance. Detective vengeance. Dark Knight. But Batman ended up being the hero. So you got those characters out there for whether it's Marvel or DC, and so this story looks a little bit. It looks a little. What would I say? It's interesting. Venom's kind coming back. It's almost kind of reminded me of the whole Transformers situation towards the end of the movies, like Ultron or whatever his name is coming back. Decepticons come when Optimus Prime and Autobots get there. Now the Decepticons come, and all of them start coming back. Then different forms of Transformers, different families or whatever. Now they're all coming back. So it's you know it ain't just Venom on this earth. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this movie pans out. Like I said, Tom Hardy. I'm a big fan of Tom Hardy, and I support anything he do. I think I think he's a great actor. You know, um, I I can see this. I can see this going okay. Not great, but okay. It's another Venom movie, but to me, until they kick in the Spider-Man story with this one, you know, um, when they have Spider-Man and Venom clashing, then end up working together, I think that's when things are going to start to beef up better as far as the Venom support. I thought, I just feel like the Spider-Man story tour is going to kick off more. Before I seen this, I honestly thought Venom 3 was going to be all, Spider-Man. They go find Spider-Man because if you watch at the end of Venom Carnage, Eddie Brock and Venom are on the beach and they're talking and this and that. And he's like, "Hey, we got to go find this Spider-Man." And you know, Tom Hardy's like, "Well, I guess we're gonna see. We're gonna go to New York City. What do you think?" "Yes, we got to go to New York City." They're talking. It's that end of the credits thing that they always do with Marvel movies. So it's coming. Him and Spider-Man, Venom and Spider-Man coming. Spider-Man's coming with Venom. That's going to be a good story. That's going to be a good movie. I think that and the kid that plays Spider-Man, I think the new Spider-Man, I think he does a good job. So I can see this coming together really well, as long as they don't super rush it. So when I seen this, I was just like, hey, okay, they want to go another solid way with Venom before they get into that whole Spider-Man thing. So I get it, but they are also putting it out there, giving you warnings at the end of that movie, Carnage, that hey, this thing is coming, Venom and Spider-Man, like the comic books, is coming. So hold tight. So which is cool. So he then at the end said, I I'm hoping Venom 3. Of course, I'm gonna go see it, but I'm hoping this ends up being good enough to carry over into the Spider-Man, because I'm assuming Venom 4 is going to they gotta, okay, that's gonna be Spider-Man. That's gonna be what they do. So you know, I'm looking forward to this Venom 3. I'm not gonna you know, now that I know what it's about, sort of about, I'm not gonna, my energy level for, on it just, went down a little bit. Because like I said, I was Venom 3. Oh, that's gonna be with Spider-Man. That's all of our imagination. That that's what we're imagining because of the signs we were given. So let's see how it turns out. I, I hope you guys see the trailers of it. It's like, I think there's two or three different no, it's about two trailers of Venom 3. So they'll put the third trailer. I'm sure within the next 2 weeks there should be a third one. So we can dig into that and go from there. Venom 3, guys. Venom 3. Now, with that being said, I want to get touch into you know, what I've been hearing about Jason versus Michael Myers. Okay, horror fans out there, let's here we go. So, Jason versus Michael Myers. This movie, like I said, is picking up a lot of heat. A lot of heat. You know, after the Freddy versus Jason, I don't know how y'all felt about that. I would have gave it a probably like a 5 out of 10. You know, it. I like the fact that they brought uh Robert England back in that movie to play Freddy, and they didn't do nothing crazy and get, could you know if you want to do something like that, you want to do the original people. So Michael Myers, you can get a homeless person off the street and throw that mask on him. he don't have to, he ain't have to have the original person. That dude's probably 80 years old anyway. But Freddie, we all know Robert England did that, and you know his face. You know what I mean? So and I like Robert England. I think he was a really pretty funny. I always looked at Freddie. It's horror, that when she is it scared a lot of people, but I always laughed at Freddie. Some of the things he, just because of the fact, some of the things he said, I think was the Dream Warriors, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, when he's playing Nintendo, or the kids playing Nintendo, and then Freddie gets into the Nintendo and start beating him up, end up killing him like that, and he's now you're playing with power. Stuff like that, it just make me laugh. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to remember. I think it was Nightmare on Elm Street. I think it was Nightmare on Elm Street 4, when the girls, uh, Freddie has to set up the girls dreaming. So her mother comes in, and I think her dad's beating her up or something, and she goes, "Hey, honey, if can you get the bourbon? Can you please get the bourbon? Oh my god!" And then Freddie comes in and start beating up her mother and goes, "Where's the bourbon, bitch?" I'm sorry. Excuse me for my language, but it was funny, man. It was very, 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 very funny. It just Freddie was just, he's iconic. He scared a lot of people, but he didn't scare me, but he made me laugh the way, and Robert England did a good job. at that, as Freddy. So, you know, that was I say all that because that was one of the great things I liked about Freddy versus Jason, the fact they brought Robert England back, you know. But Jason versus Michael Myers. So here's my thing. You make that, you making this movie, yeah, everybody's gonna be hyped to see it, of course. And we like a lot of these versus movies: Godzilla versus Kong, Freddy versus Jason, Aliens versus Predator. I think they were about 6, 7 years ago. They were talking about RoboCop versus Terminator, and I'm gonna do some more research on that because I feel like they're still kind of talking about that. So I'm gonna go check my research book and do my seeking and finding because I did hear something about that a while ago. Uh, so a lot of these verses movies are like hype movies that they become like boxing matches. Here's my thing. That's cool with horror, but you still want to. If you do this movie, make it different from Freddy versus Jason. What I mean by that is, I felt like Freddy versus Jason. Like I said, a lot of people are scared of Freddy. I'm more scared of Jason than Freddy. I felt like Jason was more scarier than Freddy. Freddy made me laugh, but they are horror iconic figures. These movies were horror movies, so you don't want to get too much in that punchline of you know fighting versus them two fighting. You want to you want to bring you want. I want to surprise if I was doing it to surprise the audience. Um, what I mean by that is everybody's looking at this. Oh man, I can't wait to see Freddy Jason versus Michael Myers. Oh man, I think Jason gonna beat Michael. No, I think Michael Myers gonna beat. No, Jason is stronger. This is what everybody's looking at, and when they look at that, the horror of it kind of gets away. Like Jason versus Freddy. You know what I mean? Why not have that situation with them fighting? Yes, because the people do want to see that, but come in with a knockout punch in the horror. Make it scary, really scary. Shock the fans. You know, we always we always go in our mind of thinking of what certain things be. You know, that's one of the reasons why I like Night Shyamalan because of his twist always at the end. Twist this, twist it, and then throw in good horror. Good horror. Remind the fans, hey, I know you guys been wanting to see this, but you remember these movies are horror movies for a reason. So you ain't seen you ain't seen a good scary Halloween like them last what was 3. They made Halloween, Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. There wasn't well to me. I can't speak for everybody else. My opinion, of course. They had potential to be scary, but I think John Carpenter kind of took his foot off the gas a little bit on this one. He changed the music, because I guess he wanted to do something different. He changed the music, and it just wasn't to me. It just wasn't no John Carpenter's Halloween like from 1 and 2, and of course, the ones after 1 and 2, 4, 5, 6, Jamie Lee, Halloween H2O, Halloween Resurrection. Those were John Carpenter's. There were different directors that took over that franchise after that. Only thing that stayed the same was Mustafa or whatever the name of the production company and Dimension Films. Stay with that. Everything John Carpenter wasn't in at the 2. So then when he kind of want to revise it, bring it back, then he said, "Oh, you know, cut all the Halloween movies out, period. And this is coming after the original one. So Halloween 2 didn't happen. And he also said they weren't brother and sister on the new ones. The ones the last three uh he put out. So everybody had to kind of like erase all the Halloween movies you've seen after one. And because he's like, this is coming after the original one. Michael Myers get arrested, or the cops come get him. They put him back in the crazy whatever Smith's Grove uh, penitentiary, whatever. And then 40 years later, he escapes out. So when he started doing one Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends, to me, his style, he backed off his style and tried to do something different. And I don't think it was I don't think it was as scary as one and two. Because one and two, Halloween one and two were to me the scariest ones. Out of all these iconic figures, Freddy, Jason, Michael, Leatherface, Chucky, Michael Myers scares me the most because that damn mask. That's a William Shatner mask too, by the way. For y'all don't know that. That's where John Carpenter got the idea. He was in a store or whatever, and when it was filming the movie, he was looking for a mask for Michael Myers that he wanted to do, and he seen a William Shatner Captain Kirk from Star Trek. That's what the mask was. William Shatner from Star Trek mask in there. He grabbed it, was cheap, and he said, "This will be perfect. I don't want nothing too crazy. This should scare people." And John Carpenter was like the master at like Halloween 1 and 2 was master of stalking, of scaring you. You see the vision of the whole um they'll show the musical play dun, 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 and you see the the trees and the house and the leaves going like this, and then next thing you see somebody, you see next thing you know somebody standing there like this in the dark, and that's Michael Myers. And then throughout the movies, he's stalking the babysitters and all. It was like the art of stalking. That's what made it creepy. And I also tell people creepy and like gory are two different things. A lot of people will take movies, scary movies, and say like Saw. To me, that's not scary. That's gory. That's like breathtaking gory. Scary to me is creepy, like Jeepers Creepers kind of. The very first one, how the creeper was and what they had, and it's certain styles of creepiness to me that make you scary. Michael Myers, that mask, that music, him stalking, that's creepy. You know what I mean? Not him just walking around chopping off heads like Jason. Jason was creepy at first with Friday 13th, up until about Friday, I think it was Friday 13th part 4, the final chapter or whatever. And then he start just start just chopping heads off with the machete and I don't know. It's just like Jason became like a damn fucking alien or something, or where he was stupid strong, where he could just take your head and just pluck it. That's not scary no more to me, in my eyes. So make this movie, but add the creepiness to it, or as far as Michael Myers, Jason. If you want to change something about this movie, make him a little bit more creepy. Make it more like jump out of the darkness, that kind of scary where you in the movies with your girlfriend or your side chick or whatever, and she jumps on you from the jumping scenes. You want jumping scenes. They get away from that too. And I just, it's picking up, it's coming. This movie's coming. Whether you like it or not, it's coming. And I feel like, They need to sit down, think this through, and feel like figure out how to put something like this together and still make it scary. Don't get away from the scary of the movie. That's what brought the audience in the first place. That's what brought these franchises in the first place. Like, make it scary. Don't just make it a boxing match. That's fine. That's cool. We want that, but don't just make it that. Like, man, yeah, you know. So I'm just real passionate about certain things, projects being put together, and I feel like they can do a great job doing it. And not get away from what brought it. You know what I'm saying? What brought the audience. So I I know that's what brought me. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, and the cool thing about Jason and Michael Myers is, like, unlike Freddy, you don't have to have somebody certain, that has to play them. They're wearing masks. Anybody can play them. You know what I mean? Um, but you still want to keep it 100 of what it was or what it is. You still want to, you that's where I'm gonna impact the movie, because I'm a shocked everybody. Y'all ain't gonna be sitting there thinking about a movie being jumping during the movie. Y'all just ready for the fights. And I guarantee you, at least 75% out of 100 of y'all believe Jason will win. I'm a victim because Jason's over superhuman. He's too strong. He can knock Michael Myers' head off. But they're not going to do that. They're going to try to make them balance a little bit until the person they feel should win who's going to win. You know what I mean? It's going to be a tight fight. Kind of like Freddy versus Jason. A lot of people thought, well, Jason's stronger, more powerful, but Freddy is a demon. He can kill you in your nightmares. Like, he's a different animal. And you see how long it went to the end. So let's see, and then the cast, the outside cast, supporting cast. Sorry. If you want to bring Jamie Lee Curtis in this, I guess 'cause she's tagged on the Halloween franchise. You know, she could be helping out Crystal Lake's campers of how to stop these two, or how to at least stop Michael. And you know, she don't know Jason, but you know what I mean. Like, you can twist that in with it. You know what I mean. Like, just you want to have a something. These movies have signature things with them, and Jamie Lee Curtis is Halloween signature because she's in most majority of the movies, and she's one of the reasons why Michael Myers is crazy. I mean, he was possessed as a kid. Sam Hain, um, I think it was the Halloween, the 4 stars or something, and it possessed every time the stars get in there, somebody gets possessed. And Michael Myers, young Mikey as a kid, got possessed, and ever since then, he picked up a knife, and ever since then, he never put it back down. So, um, yeah, it's a lot with this whole thing with between Michael Myers and Jason. Jason Voorhees drowned as a kid. The campers wasn't paying attention. He drowned, but he didn't die. And then he came back like, I don't know if he's born superhuman, like a damn X-Man or something. But the dude don't never die. And you could literally chop Jason's head off, and somehow he'll magically, I don't know if he grow it back or what, or he'll just stalk you without the damn head. He's just stupidly strong, not human. You know what I mean? Like, he's just, he went from creepy to just this unstoppable force. So do the movie, guys, but make sure you make it scary, man. Just make it scary. You owe it to us in the audience. Just make it scary. Um, I'm like I said, if I find more information out about the movie, guys, I'll let y'all know. I just it's something I wanted to touch on because I the last 3 weeks I've been this movie's been picking up heat. I've been seeing a lot on this movie, and I know when it picks up heat like this, before you know it, it's already in production. So I don't know who the cast is going to be and all that. I don't know if they got that together or what, but I know Dimension and Dimension Films and New Line Cinema are coming together for Jason versus Michael. Um, yeah, so let's hold tight for this one. And like I said, Venom. I got to look at the release date again, but Venom is that's already done. It's 2 trailers about it, out about it or whatever. So guys, watch the trailers. Tell me what you think, and yeah, I just want to touch on that or whatever. And I got one more coming for y'all tomorrow. Um, I'll surprise you on what it is. But other than that, thank everybody for watching. The viewers that did watch and subscribe if you like this, and watch Venom 3, the trailer, and tell me what you think. So, and yeah, everybody have a good night. I'll see y'all sometime tomorrow. And I'll put up another one tomorrow, and safe trips.